everybody. This is Kama with the online talk show Pursuing Your Passion. And today, my guest is Ciera Nichele. She is an author and business owner. I am really excited with all that she's doing, and we'll be able to hear from her. Thank you so much, Ciera, for being on the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
All right, I want you to tell my audience exactly who you are and what you do.
My name is Ciera Nichele. I own a business called Heavenly Brat. It's a book called Lies of the Forgotten. I'm just doing what I love.
So you're definitely out there pursuing your passion is what you're doing, right?
Definitely. Even passions I didn't know I had.
You know, that's what happens. You know, when you're out there doing things that you love, so much comes out of it. It's just like a tree, like an apple tree, something you plant and it just grows and grows, different apples, of course, all over the place.
Yes.
Next thing you know, you're just growing all over. How did you get into, let's start with your book. What made you write this book?
I was writing bits and pieces for a while, and it never really came to be anything. And then I reached a place in my life where everything seemed like it was falling apart. And so my character, pretty much, she's at that place too. So I wrote out my frustrations on how I felt, and trying to find who I was. So when I wrote from a lost perspective and trying to figure out exactly who Ciera was. But it's not about me.
Okay. So when you were writing this book, was this something that you knew you wanted to do as a kid or wanted to do at some point in time, or was it just a situation that made you say, you know what, it's time for me to write a book?
It came to the point where it wasn't something I always wanted to do. I've always written little notes and tidbits and love poetry and love reading, but never did I see myself as an actual author. It wasn't until I just said, what the heck, let's just do it. And I wrote it out.
Now, what else are you doing with your book? Are you writing more series? Is this going to be a series? Is this one book? How is that working out?
Well, actually, it's a two-part book. So the first book is Lies of the Forgotten, which is out now. I'm currently writing the second. And it follows London throughout her life.
Okay, and this is just going to be two parts. What are you doing to get yourself out there as far as trying to get your book sold? Are you going to like the events, like book events, putting it in the store? How are people able to find you?
Well, as of right now, it's through the publisher Lulu, but we're gonna start going into more bookstores here. I'm in South Florida, so it'll be down here in Miami, and also it'll be on Barnes & Noble. Right now it's on
I think
Amazon and Kindle shortly.
Okay, you know what? There was a little delay. You said it was on iTunes, and where else?
It'll soon.
I'm sorry. It is your webcam is giving us a little delay. Can you see me and hear me okay? Can you see me okay?
I said it'll be on Amazon.
No, it's okay.
And Barnes.
It's all right.
Yes, I can. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. I don't know why there's a little delay, but I can hear you.
Okay. So it'll be out there soon in bigger bookstores. We're just slowly working through the local, but ebook, everybody can get it everywhere via ebook.
Okay. Now let's talk about what you're doing as far as your store. You told me you had your boutique. Let's talk about your boutique and how did that get started?
I always wanted to be a designer ever since I was a little girl. So when I first decided to sketch and draw and everything, it came up to all these different drawings. Then when I went to Kaiser University, I got my degree in fashion design and merchandising. They taught me how to illustrate and how to market everything. And it came to be Heavenly Brad. And now it's an online boutique. People can buy different things, trendy things that are in now. And what I find to be trendy, I wanted to redefine the way a woman looks. It's not all about the tight stuff and the curve and the showing everything. A woman can still be classy and still turn a man, a man can just turn and just look at her just by her walking by. And she still can be fully clothed. So that's the look I want to give and still be fashionable.
Yes. Yes. Okay, it paused a little bit. That's why if you hear me pausing, it's because it's pausing a little bit. But what I want to say was, as far as that goes, there's a lot of women out here that feels like they have to show everything in order to get a man's attention, and they got to show their curve. I mean, there's outfits out there that you can wear in dresses and pants where you can kind of still see that shape where a man will be attracted. So I definitely applaud you on this. What made you go towards that way instead of the raunchy type things that they have? Was there something that happened or something that kind of clicked that says, you know what, let me stand out a little more than everybody else is?
Well, I look at all the online boutiques and all the girls, they're showing everything. And I sit back and I'm like, she's very pretty just by her just standing with, she can have on anything and still be beautiful. And these women, a lot of times they wonder why they're objectified as just an object. Just, that's all they are. They're just a pretty face. But what happens when that girl with all her beautiful curves still dresses up in the latest trends or even just puts her own spin on it,
Mm-hmm.
and still makes that man look, or still makes herself feel beautiful
Yes.
still, and she's clothed. So I take my time and I look for those clothes that still make her feel sexy, still make her feel beautiful, without giving it all away.
Yes, yes. And that's what we need. That's something we need.
Yes.
We don't have to. I have a daughter, and I tell her, you don't have to show your stomach. You don't have to show everything. You're a beautiful
Yes.
girl. And let a man get to know who you are on the inside. Everything else comes with it.
Actually, our youngest model is 14.
Oh,
And she's actually fully clothed. We got
beautiful.
permission from her parents and everything. And I want to show girls that they can be beautiful. Because growing up in that society, it starts at that age where they think they have to show their belly, and they have to show, wear their super short shorts. They think they have to
Mm-hmm.
just to fit in. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why we made our youngest model 14.
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. Are you taking this to like another level where you're speaking or talking to young women about the way they dress and about themselves so that they can feel okay and understand why being fully clothed is okay?
Actually, yes, I'm into my church a lot, so we talk to the girls. We do about being being covered up, but also I do want to take it to the next level. I do want to talk to other girls about how they're dressing, what are their career goals, what do you want to do? Start that way. When you get older, it's not a struggle, and you won't get mixed up into the things that you wouldn't have to normally,
Right.
because you were half clothed, or you think you have to go down that path, and you think that because that's all you see.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and that's
So
again,
I do, definitely.
yeah, and that again, that's something that's wonderful that there's people out there, women such as yourself, that's out there pushing this for our young people. Just seeing what they have to follow when they're looking at, these videos. And I'm just going to bring up Beyonce. I'm looking at some of the things that she's doing and what she's wearing now. It just seems like she's getting more naked the older she gets. All she wears now is bathing suits. To me, that's what it looks like. And people think that's cute and sexy, and the little girls, they want to wear that with a little shorts, or and they're following and they're modeling after that. And we need more positive influences on our young women, and I try to be the best I can for my daughter because I'm the first woman that she sees and that she's going to see growing up. And turning on this TV, turning on the internet, and these men are going crazy over this, but they don't understand that it's just their physical eye, that a lot of them, that's not what they actually want. You know, they want a woman that can be wholesome and sexy and pretty at the same time. For the older women, little girls, you're not sexy, okay?
Yeah, nobody's sexy. I tell them all the time, you know, I even to my niece, because she is young too, I tell her, you know, Beyonce's married. I was like, you're not. You know, so what she wears, you know, for her husband, that's all, you know, that's, you know, and she's not young. I tell them that all the time. I'm like, yeah, you're still, you know, you're still young. Get there.
Yes.
Take your time. It's okay to be a kid. It's okay to be fashionable. It's okay. It's okay that, you know, God bless you with those beautiful curves. Don't mean you have to show them off, but it's okay.
Right.
To look good at them.
Yes. Again, congratulations with all that you're doing. What else are you doing, or is it just the clothing line and being an author, or what else do you look to do?
Right now, it's those two projects I'm focusing on because I'm pulled in every direction right now with those two things. I eventually do want to start other programs for the inner cities, and, you know, to teach women how to grow up in, you know, in this tough world. And I also want to, you know, teach them to travel outside of where they grew up. I was raised on traveling. My parents took me a lot of places to show me what life is really like outside of your little neighborhood or outside of what you've been taught in your four walls. Because the best teacher of life is life. So you have to just push them out there. And I want to start a project that shows not only girls, young boys too, how to live.
Wow.
Just how to live your dream and how to pursue it, and not just think that they have to grow up and just do a 9-to-5 because that's all they've been taught.
Right.
And tell them it's okay to struggle as long as you're struggling for something. You're struggling to get your dream, that's the best struggle in the world.
Yes.
So I want to teach them that instead of just, oh, you're struggling, just to work. That's it.
Right. That's excellent. That is excellent. Our young kids need to travel. We buried my uncle about 2 weeks ago, and at the services they said that he only traveled about 200 miles outside of Los Angeles at the most, and he was about 67 when he passed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get my kids out and get them out, because we've traveled but not enough, and it is okay to get out there to see what else is out there, and just to get that feel to know that when you get older, you want to take your kids on you know, around the world, or at least around the country, so that they can do things. It's important, like you said, get them out that city and know that there's a whole world out there, and it keeps their mind focused. You know, it keeps them focused and it keeps them motivated, because there's some places that I know I would not be, and there's some places that I know I would love to go and visit, but enjoy the comfort of my own home.
How I used to, when we in between vacations, my mom got me into books. She would take me to the library, and I got to seeing that on paper and reading about it. It opened my mind up to a whole new level. Like, kids don't really have that these days. They have movies. They have, you know, TV and all this reality TV. I can't watch the reality TV, but one thing I say, I love to see other people just living life to the fullest. And I love just reading about it, because you can create your own world. And it'll teach them how to think outside the box, think outside of that area that they live in. Yes.
Well, you know what? We are going to wrap this up, but before we do so, I want you to do me a favor, and for my audience, I want you to leave something with my audience of, you know, just something positive to keep them motivated, and then tell us how we can get in contact with you, how we can follow you on social media, and keep in touch with you.
One thing I would say to anybody, I had to learn this lesson myself this year: live life fearlessly. No matter what it takes, live it, and do it with no hold barred. God created us fearlessly, so live that way. And also to contact me on social media, I'm Ciera Nichele everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. My company page is Heavenly Brat, and it's on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And also for the book, Lies Are Forgotten also has its own Facebook page.
Okay. All right. And just to be clear, only because it did pause for a second, you said Ciera Nichele on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook?
Yes, it's on all three.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on my show, and may God bless you with your journey. I love that you're helping our youth because they are our tomorrow. Actually, they are today because
Yes.
we have so many entrepreneurs and pioneers at such a young age, and it's always good that they can have such a great influence to know that somebody else out there is doing something positive, and they don't have to go selling drugs. They don't have to go sell their body. They can actually do something positive and feel good about themselves. As long as they accept what it is that God has given them, the world has no choice but to accept it, whether they like it or not. So just to be them. So thank you so much. And for those that are watching, for more you are welcome. And for more information about my show and to watch more shows, go to commaspeaks.com. That's commaspeaks.com. You can visit me on Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all under Comma Speaks. Also, you can, I think that's it. Oh, subscribe to my page. Subscribe to my YouTube page so you can see more of these great and wonderful shows and interviews with people that are doing positive things in life, that are pursuing their passion. And thank you so much for watching. And remember, no matter what you do in life, always pursue your passion.